There's a light blue stone stuck in the wall. How odd. It appears to be different from all the others. This altar was made from a single massive slab of stone. That's why it remained more or less unscathed throughout the centuries. This stone is loose. Just a little yank. Ah! My mother always used to say, "Don't go playing in ramshackle buildings, dear." Oh, she was so right. Just what is this place? This probably used to be the entrance. Crashing through the ceiling wasn't necessary back then. By the time I free up that passage, I will be old and gray. Some of the letters can be turned. I don't have the faintest idea what I would achieve by turning these letters, so fiddling with them doesn't appear to make much sense at this point. Some of the letters can be turned. Some of the letters Some of the letters can be turned. There's a cold draft coming from that crack. I wonder what's behind it. This altar was made from a single massive slab of stone. That's why it remained more or less unscathed throughout the centuries. There's a light blue stone stuck in the wall. How odd. It appears to be different from all the others. This stone is loose. Just a little yank. Ah! My mother always used to say, "Don't go playing in ramshackle buildings, dear." Oh, she was so right. Just what is this place? This probably used to be the entrance. Crashing through the ceiling wasn't necessary back then. By the time I free up that passage, I will be old and gray. It says Institio Finis Viae Est. If I remember my school Latin right, it probably means something like standing still is the end of the path. Some of the letters can be turned. I don't have the faintest idea what I would achieve by turning these letters, so fiddling with them doesn't appear to make much sense at this point. There's a cold draft coming from that crack. I wonder what's behind it. I can't even get my fingers in there, and I can't really imagine being able to open a massive stone door with my hands. This is the way back up to the ruins. So how will I get out of here? Wait a moment. I have a plan that has proven its worth for thousands of years. It's sophisticated and elaborate, the perfect rescue scheme. Let's see whether it works here.
Help! Help! Get me out of here! Help! Anybody there? Hello?
I'm here! Down here! Help me!
How on earth did you get down there?
The floor just gave way beneath me. If you don't mind, I'd really like to continue this conversation above ground. Do you think you could get me out of here somehow?
Wait, I've got an idea.
Thank you so much. You probably saved my life.
It was my pleasure. Anytime.
I'm interested in this old chapel. I wanted to take a closer look, but obviously there isn't much left of it.
No, it was largely destroyed during an air raid in World War II. But maybe I can help you?
You?
Yes, me. With nothing to do all day, you have to keep yourself occupied somehow. And I occupy myself with history.
Excellent. Then maybe you can tell me something about Cardinal Coubertin. He had this chapel built, didn't he?
Yes, he did. But there isn't a whole lot we know about him. All the records kept while he was in office are stored in his archives.
And where are they?
Who knows? They searched high and low after his death, but they haven't been found to this day. Nobody even remembers where he was buried. All I know is that he had a curator who took care of his legacy following his death in 1663. The curator died 10 years later. They found his body in his squalid basement dwelling after he had been dead for a week. He should be buried in this cemetery as well, but I have no idea as to where exactly. I don't even really know his name. I think it was Michel or something like that.
Well, at least it's a start. Not much to go on, but better than nothing. Are there no further clues?
Not really. He was barely known around here. Cardinal Coubertin brought him back from one of his journeys. He wasn't a local man. Also, he hardly ever went out, and when he did, he was heavily covered up, which soon led to wild speculation amongst the locals. He served the cardinal for almost 40 years.
Okay, I'll take another look around here. Thanks again for the rescue and the brief history lesson.
It was my pleasure. I'll be here for a while yet, so if you have any more questions...
This chapel has me stumped. I need some additional hints. Maybe I should try to find the curator's grave first. I'm just going to take a look around.
You do that.
There isn't much left of the old chapel. One of the most famous landmarks in the world. A reminder that some lucky people actually visit places just for fun. No, really. They call this model the Duck. A compost heap. All right. Here I go again, rummaging through dirt. Nothing else here. A candle burned down halfway. An old wooden stick. I will go look for the grave of Michel the curator then. It isn't much of a lead, but since he seems to have been rather close to Cardinal Coubertin, maybe there's some hope of finding something out that way. The path splits in 3 directions here. Graves from the 1650s, graves from the 1660s, and graves from the 1670s. Let's try this way. The graves here appear to be sorted by wealth. Poor on one side, rich on the other. Where do I go? Let's see what I find down this path. Oh my, They certainly have this thoroughly organized. They separated people who died young from those who passed away at a ripe old age. Let's go this way now. Yet another sorting criterion, but this appears to be the last. This time they distinguished between women, men, and families. Bureaucracy is obviously not a very recent invention. Now where does this path lead? There is no grave here of anyone named Michel, or of anybody whose name is even remotely similar. I should recheck my information regarding this curator. Maybe I overlooked something important. I will go look for the grave of Michel the curator then. It isn't much of a lead, but since he seems to have been rather close to Cardinal Coubertin, maybe there's some hope of finding something out that way. The path splits in 3 directions here. Graves from the 1650s, graves from the 1660s, and graves from the 1670s. Let's try this way. The graves here appear to be sorted by wealth. Poor on one side, rich on the other. Where do I go? Let's see what I find down this path. Oh my, they certainly have this thoroughly organized. They separated people who died young from those who passed away at a ripe old age. Let's go this way now. Yet another sorting criterion, but this appears to be the last. This time they distinguished between women, men, and families. Bureaucracy is obviously not a very recent invention. Now where does this path lead? Is this the right area? The Cardinal's curator would hardly have been a woman, or maybe, who knows? Michel, the curator, was actually a woman. No wonder she hardly ever went out in public, and was always so heavily covered up. If that had become known, I assume that when she was buried, this scandalous fact was discovered and hushed up. This is probably why her grave has been forgotten. I hope I can find a clue here and finally make some progress. truly a genius. But as usual, there is nobody around who could really appreciate that. There appears to be another room built into the rock by the far side of the abyss. Thanks to my famously positive attitude, I live in hopes that it is the archive we are looking for. I cannot get over there, but looking at all these safety precautions, I think I have good reason to hope that the archive is behind that wall. Seems to be an old map of what is France these days. There's a legend on the panel next to it. The king was in dire straits. He had withdrawn to Provence, and the options he had left did not bode well. The peasants were rising to the north, and the reinforcements from the Kingdom of Navarre, who had just crossed the border, were forced to go up against a massive fortress to the east. Meanwhile, his opponent sat back and eagerly watched the spectacle unfold from his country estate in Brittany. It fits. It almost looks like the stone came from this mosaic in the first place. I wonder whether there are any stones that fit in the remaining empty fields. There are obviously still some stones missing from the mosaic. I don't even need to start figuring out the correct positions until I have them all. Hello. There's something else I think you might be able to help me with.
No problem. What is it?
I found a mosaic in there, but a few of the stones are missing. I found a light blue stone up here in the altar chamber that matches the mosaic perfectly. I suspect there might be more stones like it. Maybe the same strange shade of blue. Do you have any idea where I might find stones like this?
No, not really.
Well, I guess that would have been too easy.
Stop. Wait. I just thought of something. Many buildings around here were destroyed during World War II air raids.
Yes?
All stones from the derelict buildings that were still halfway usable were used for rebuilding, including those from this church.
Rebuilding what?
Well, first, there is a little bridge not far from here. Then, the old metro station. And the jail, I think.
Great. In that case...
Oh, yes, and the zoo.
That's a lot of buildings. Any idea where I should look first?
They were all built pretty much at the same time. But at least you needn't try the zoo right now, because it is still closed.
Okay, I'll save it for later then. Can you tell me how to get to these places?
I've got this tourist info map that I can give you. Wait, let me mark the relevant sites for you.
I'll go hunting for the missing blue stones then. I think I'll start with the bridge. It's supposed to be close to here. What an interesting phenomenon. A local rain shower that stops right in the middle of the bridge. The idle street cleaner may be slightly less impressive, but at least he's in harmony with the overall picture. Unfortunately, there's not a stone in sight that could fit into the mosaic. Maybe it's on the other, dirty side of the bridge. Unless I intend to go for the wet look, I should make sure I'm not standing close to this puddle when there's a car coming. A heap of dirt, garbage, and rotting leaves. The street cleaner may not move terribly fast, but he sure does a thorough job. I gave up complaining about having to rummage through garbage a long time ago. Money. Mine for the picking. A pacifier. It's hardly a fortune, but with the right investment strategy, who knows? I don't know why, but I'm suddenly starting to wonder, do street cleaners count as civil servants? Hello?
Hi.
You're a street cleaner, right?
No, I am a molecular biologist collecting samples for scientific research.
Oh, I really thought you were... What kind of research?
Of course I am a street cleaner.
Oh, a comedian. I never knew street cleaners were so witty. Not that I've met all that many. The only time I've ever seen the streets swept completely clean was during a World Cup final.
Touché.
Surely while sweeping you would have noticed if a blue stone had been built into this bridge, right?
Yes, indeed. If I had actually cleaned this bridge before.
Haven't you?
No, I'm just helping out. And there is no blue stone on this side of the bridge. I'm sure I would have noticed it after sweeping here for 4 hours.
Yes, you certainly would. Why are you still sweeping this side of the bridge? It's spotless, but the other side is completely filthy.
Have you looked over to the other side?
Yes. Why?
It is raining.
Such things are known to happen.
Indeed. So, I am waiting for it to stop.
You mean you're not sweeping the other side of the bridge because it's raining?
No, that would be silly.
I thought so. Oh, and you think that's less silly?
Would you jump into a cesspit?
No, but...
You see, so why should I volunteer to get soaked? Especially when there are alternatives.
Which are?
I can continue to sweep here,
But it's clean here.
but not surgically clean.
What will you do if it starts to rain on this side, too?
Then I will be out of luck and get wet.
And then what?
Then I will sweep the other side of the bridge. After all, I will already be wet in that case.
And they tell me female logic is hard to understand. Why are you so scared of water?
I'm not. I'm just not keen on getting wet. Not as long as I can avoid it.
So it's not some childhood trauma.
Not that I know of. It's a professional hazard.
Getting wet?
Rain. You know, swing your broom, clouds will loom.
To think that I keep getting accused of having a penchant for puns and bad poetry. Unlike the right half of the bridge, this part is really filthy. I haven't got the right equipment. I had better try to get the street cleaner to sweep over here. Ducks. How nice. Just a regular storm drain. I can't stick my hand in there. The gaps are too narrow. And for some reason, the lid won't budge. I can only insert the very tip in there. The rest of the stick is too big. A racy Italian sports car. It's got a pretty horse on its hood, and a not-so-pretty scratch. The car is secured by an alarm. I'm sure it will go off at the slightest touch, and since I'm the only one around here, I might actually get suspected. The clock has stopped. Ooh, it looks like that. Who cares about inner beauty? A very good morning to you.
Buongiorno, signorina. Allow me to introduce myself. Alessandro Rossi.
Nina Kalinkov, pleased to meet you. What is a good-looking Italian doing at an intersection in Paris?
I am waiting for the bus.
Oh, don't you have a car?
Yes, of course. It is over there.
Oh, the red sports car?
Yes. Are you impressed?
Well, yes, a little. So why are you waiting for the bus?
I am supposed to meet some friends here in their van. They don't know their way around Paris, so we want to go on together from here. The signs here are rather misleading, so most people take a wrong turn at this point. Why don't you come with us? There is always a room in my sports car.
Oh, yes. Why not? Oh, no, wait. I'm afraid I can't. There are some important things I must see to.
Too bad. But I will be here for a few more minutes in case you change your mind. Just let me know. You would miss out on a lot.
This question may sound somewhat strange, but I don't suppose you've noticed a blue stone that was used for rebuilding any of the buildings around here?
You are right. That question does sound strange. However, even if there were a blue stone around here somewhere, I probably wouldn't have noticed.
I was afraid of that. There's an ugly scratch on your car.
Mamma mia! Why did you have to remind me? I know, it is not easy to miss after all.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
I have been thinking of nothing else all morning. I wanted to impress my friends, so I rented this sports car.
You mean it doesn't belong to you?
No, but the scratch is all mine. I had only just picked up the car when disaster struck.
Take it easy. It's not that bad. After all, it's just a scratch. Amazing how fast a proud and attractive man can melt into a puddle of misery. I've got to go.
Too bad.
There's no water in it. The ceiling is painted. Impossible to see whether it contains one of the blue stones or not. The paint is peeling anyway. Maybe I'll be able to somehow remove it completely. I like teddy bears, but this one looks awfully mean and grumpy. And it smells like a polecat. It's a long time since anything was sold here. The sign says, "Help Wanted." I'll take this sign with me. If this game doesn't sell, then at least I will know where to look for a new job. I don't really want to know just how old this bubblegum is. At least you're supposed to insert Euro cents. There was a time when 5 cents bought you a whole pack of gum. Now that's not even enough for one piece. Sure, money makes the world go round and nothing comes free, even if it only takes 10 cents to buy. A somewhat battered umbrella with a very sharp point. It might still be of some use as a walking stick. The switch for the fountain is also in this switch box. I think I will switch on the fountain. Nothing happened. Not altogether surprising, since there's no water in the fountain. I had better switch that fountain off. This clockwork belongs to the clock that hangs on the outside wall of the metro station. I will try to get this clock up and running again. The mechanism appears to be out of order. I bet it will stop again in a moment. The clock has stopped. Not a bad idea. I place the candle on the minute hand and wind up the clock. As the hand moves, the candle will slide off at some point, hit the car, and trigger the alarm. I only need to make sure that I have an alibi for when it happens. I admire the power of nature to reclaim its own. A devilish plan which may cost me a lot of sympathy. If this were a computer game, it would probably be banned for being too violent. Unfortunately, though, this is not a game, but bitter reality. I'm on a mission to save the world, and a different set of laws applies for world saviors. So, here I go. Hello, are you still waiting?
Yes. I hope my friends did not get lost. What? But that is... My car! Stop! Wait! You're going in the wrong way! You need to turn here! Stop!
Ah, no! I'm completely soaked now!
That's what they call a chain reaction.
It is a disaster. Like my entire life, a total disaster.
Is it really so terrible that you missed your friends? Don't you think they'll find the right way anyway?
Yes, maybe. But it is a matter of principle. I can't do anything right. Everything keeps going wrong.
Cheer up. There will be better days.
I have been waiting in vain for years. Please excuse me. I need a few minutes to myself.
Oh my, he's really down in the dumps. I should follow him and make sure he does nothing rash. After all, I'm responsible for his mood, to some degree. Phew, I had been worried he might do something foolish. I have no idea who this is supposed to be, and there's no plaque to give me a clue. I have no idea how I would be able to manipulate this statue in any way. Oh, quaint. Thanks. I don't need a bath right now. Yesterday's newspaper. My French is a little rusty, but as far as I can tell... Oh, there's a report here about the sinking of the Calypso, the ship I was almost drowned on. Apparently they were able to rescue nearly all the passengers. Underneath is a huge advertisement by that televangelist Pat Shelton and his Puritas Cordis sect. The hasty gathering of worldly leaders in New York proves only one thing, that neither the self-proclaimed heads of state nor the so-called scientists can offer any explanation for the greatest of all disasters which is now almost upon us. And how could they? For only a steadfast belief in the might of the Lord can guide us now. He alone can be the beacon to lead us forth from the valley of the shadow of death. Hundreds of years ago, the prophet Zandona foresaw the cataclysm that is looming now. This is what he predicted. The old order of the world shall be shattered, all worldly possessions shall crumble, and from the ashes of our decadence shall rise the new kingdom of God, radiant and pure. And therefore, my call goes out to all people to ring in their ears like one final peal of thunder, and open their eyes, seek salvation in the arms of Puritas Cordis. Come now, before it is too late. I can't say I like that Pat Shelton and his Puritas Cordis crowd. In fact, I think they're a bunch of morons. The trouble is, I can't shake the feeling that there's method in their madness, and that they have a definite plan. A plan to make Zandona's apocalyptic prophecies a reality. Which means they're still a bunch of morons, of course, but possibly a bunch of extremely dangerous morons. In any case, they must not be underestimated. he looks pretty depressed. Hello, everything okay? I'm really worried about you.
Oh, hello. Yes, it's really not my day today. First, I scratch up my car, and then I miss my appointment. They're probably halfway to Spain by now.
Oh, I'm afraid that I may be responsible for the missed appointment. Is there anything I can do for you? Anything that might cheer you up?
That is very kind of you. But I've been chasing Lady Luck for years now. She is simply too fast for me. You cannot change fate, and that is that.
The poor guy is totally dejected. Nina, you need to think of something quick, or you'll end up only being offered roles as a movie villain. If I go away now and promise to come back soon, will you promise not to do anything stupid while I'm gone?
Sure, I wouldn't even have the energy.
Wow, that is some castle. I wonder who lives there. There's a hula hoop floating in the water. A few empties and a bottle of rum. I'm supposed to steal from a homeless man? As long as he can still use them, I will certainly not take them away from him. A tennis ball. He doesn't smell of roses, but he seems to be nice enough. If only I knew why he looks so familiar. Hello again.
Dropping by my humble abode?
You live here?
Well, it's not exactly the Ritz, but at least it's quiet. Unless somebody hangs around whining. What happened to the poor fellow?
He missed the bus.
Now that is truly a tragedy.
You sure drink a lot.
Yes, I know. I take it you have never lived on the streets.
No, not really.
It's a simple decision. Solid food gives you a lot more energy, of course. But energy for what? Nobody expects me to have enough energy to build a house or fix my car. And I don't have a job either. So I don't really need any energy for anything. What I really need, on the other hand, is a way to forget all this misery. At least for a while. And I need something to keep me warm when the nights are cold.
I understand.
No, you don't. And I can't even blame you for that. It is really hard to comprehend if you have never been in a similar situation.
Won't you at least try to escape this vicious circle?
How would I do that?
You could quit drinking, for one thing, and I could see about finding you something to eat.
I tried that. But it seems people would rather feed pigeons than their own kind.
I get it. The world is wicked and nobody loves you. If I get you something to eat, will you stop drinking?
Then I could use my money to find myself a place to sleep. It's a deal.
You wouldn't happen to know what time the zoo opens, I suppose.
Actually, it should open just around now.
Great. Then I'll be headed there next. That fountain over there?
Let me guess. You tossed in some money in hopes that all your problems will solve themselves.
No. Why would I do that?
Oh, just a thought. Because tourists used to do it all the time.
They threw their money into the fountain?
Yes. They say it possesses magic powers.
They say the same thing about some high-proof spirits.
Yes, but believe me, there's no truth in that either.
Well, you ought to know. So, why did people stop tossing in money?
They probably stopped believing in miracles.
You think I ought to stop hoping for a miracle, too?
It's always worth a try. And if you have money to burn...
I'll think of you, I promise.
Thank you.
I'll be leaving then. Huh? Looks like the street cleaner knows how to work fast after all. The entire bridge is sparkling clean. Well, the van Mr. Rossi was waiting for took a wrong turn here, drove straight through the puddle, and completely soaked the street cleaner. So he no longer had a reason not to sweep the rainy side of the bridge. Life is quite simple once you actually understand it. And here's the stone I was after. I might be able to use the point to scrape away the sand around it, and now use the umbrella as a lever. The stone is mine. This is one of the missing stones from the mosaic in the ruined church. It depicts a pawn. President of France, with a dashing, debonair smile. Whatever's in there, I'm not touching it. In fact, that option isn't even available, so don't get any funny ideas. Average looking, average age, average clothes. Pretty average, all in all. A lot of advice to citizens, telling them how to behave in the event of problems, accidents, emergencies, assaults, disasters. MGs, hand grenades, submachine guns, and plenty of ammo. Looks like this isn't the most peaceful of places. If I take any weapons out, I may end up having to play one of those monotonous shoot-'em-ups which would bore me to tears. Anyway, the lead designer told me that mini-games are strictly forbidden here. A drunk tank. It is empty, and there appears to be nothing special about it. A drunk tank. And back there, in the wall, is one of the stones I am looking for, if I'm not mistaken. The cell is locked, and there's no way of getting in without a key. The cell is locked, and there's no way of getting in without a key. Hello, I've got a question.
Yes?
That cell over there, the one on the right, could I take a look inside it?
The drunk tank? What for? You're not drunk, are you?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, why don't you just think it over?
Yes, I'll do that. Hello, I've got a question.
Yes?
That cell over there.
The drunk tank? What for? You're not drunk, are you?
Yeah, I'm totally smashed.
Really? Let me smell your breath then. Well, maybe you ought to change your mouthwash, but you're definitely not drunk.
Maybe it is really a wishing well. Who knows? But for all the wishes I have right now, I would probably have to toss in an armored car full of cash. Hello. You still look pretty depressed.
Don't I have every reason?
Look at the bright side. Here you are, sitting in this lovely park. Okay, lovely, maybe stretching it a bit, but, well, just look at the bright side.
You sure know how to cheer a guy up.
Yes, so I've been told. I've heard that fountain over there is a magic wishing well. People used to come from all over to toss in a coin and make a wish. Maybe you should give it a try.
If you only knew the things I have tried already.
It's still worth a try, though, don't you think?
Just for a brief glimmer of hope that is going to be drowned by a whole deluge of disappointment the very next second?
That negative attitude isn't helping, you know.
That is what my shrink kept telling me for years.
She was right. Well, why is she no longer saying it?
Because she is being treated herself now for chronic depression.
What this guy needs is a serious miracle. If I go away now and promise to come back soon, will you promise not to do anything stupid while I'm gone?
Sure, I wouldn't even have the energy.
The zoo. I wonder what kinds of fierce, exotic, and dangerous creatures I'm going to meet here. And, of course, I'm looking forward to seeing the animals, too. Empty, squashed, and full of tiny holes. Looks like someone vented a lot of frustration on one poor little can. This statue is dedicated to the man who, after World War II, rebuilt the destroyed zoo, saving the lives of dozens of animals. Some prankster painted his toes red. A small bottle of red nail polish. That way to the monkeys. That way to the crocodiles and elephants. Cans of milk. In short, milk cans. The milk cans appear to belong to the zookeeper, and he would have to be blind and deaf if he weren't to notice if I took one. A bag full of baguettes. This seems to be one of the zookeepers. Hello, do you work here?
Yes, I'm a zookeeper. Can I help you?
Is it true that this zoo was rebuilt after World War II, using leftover stones from other buildings?
Yes, that's right. Why are you asking?
I don't suppose you've noticed whether a blue stone was used in any of these enclosures?
Actually, yes. There should be a blue stone in the crocodile enclosure, if I'm not mistaken. No idea what building it came from originally.
Thanks, you've been a great help. I've been wondering why you have a whole bag of baguettes by your side.
I'm waiting for the ducks.
Why does everyone seem to be waiting for something around here? The bus, the ducks, Godot.
Say what?
Never mind. Why are you waiting for the ducks? Or rather, why aren't the ducks here yet?
Usually they come to the lake by the crocodile enclosure every morning. They know that visitors to the zoo love to feed ducks, and therefore they're here the minute the zoo opens.
Clever critters. Could I have one of those baguettes?
Sure, as soon as the ducks are here.
Can't I have it now?
Why? The baguette is meant for feeding the ducks. And how would you feed them if there are no ducks?
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Same to you.
There's one of the blue stones I need to find, guarded by a lovely crocodile. Which leaves me with the not-so-irrelevant question, how on earth shall I get to it? I don't fancy a swim here. Too many crocodiles around. Looking at those teeth, I don't think that Snappy is really a good name for a crocodile. Molly would probably be more appropriate. A small noisemaker. It makes noise. It's a cool noise, but I had hoped for a better reaction. Maybe I should try it out elsewhere. I don't fancy a swim here. I don't fancy a swim here. The water is too filthy. This little motorboat is tied up so well. Somebody really wanted to be on the safe side here. The engine works. That is good to know. But I'll switch it off for now. This magnificent specimen appears to be a Nile crocodile. It marks its territory through underwater vibrations and turns into a merciless killer whenever it detects a new nearby. Judging from all the insects on this tree, one could almost assume this is intended to be a bark beetle exhibit. Of course, I could climb up there. No problem, honestly. But I don't really care to right now. Nope. The nest appears to be abandoned. It never ceases to amaze me how such a powerful animal can appear so peaceful, almost cuddly. It's a bit too heavy to pick up. A male African elephant. Compared to an Asian elephant, its ears are much larger. Also, its forehead is receding and less convex, and its back is not rounded but sloped. Very informative. An empty box containing traces of peanuts. An empty box containing traces of peanuts. Oh my, this path is in terrible condition. This path is full of deep cracks. An old car tire. Aw, cute. No matter how cute this monkey is, I am not going to stick my hand in there. A small plastic ball. I can't reach it. Oh, I cannot reach it. A can of peanuts. Hello.
Hello.
That's such a cute monkey you've got in that enclosure.
You can say that again. And so eager to learn.
Eager to learn?
Oh, yes. I'm in the process of teaching it a few tricks.
Really? How do you do that?
It's actually quite easy. As soon as I pick up the training stick, I've got the monkey's attention. And then it will mimic everything I do.
Training stick? You hit that monkey?
For heaven's sake, no. It's just a regular long branch. All I do is hold it in my hand, and then the monkey will react. No idea why, but it works.
Couldn't you let me have a baguette before the ducks arrive?
The baguette is meant for feeding the ducks, and they're not here yet.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Same to you.
Interesting. This noisemaker seems to appeal to the ducks. Ducks. How nice. The ducks are already here. The ducks are already here. Nothing happened. I should try calling the ducks while I'm next to a body of water. Here they come. Nothing happened. Here they come. The ducks are in the zoo, and that's a good place for them to be. Hello.
Hello.
Could I please have one of those baguettes?
To feed the ducks?
Yes, of course. They're here now.
Sure. Take one then.
That's such a cute monkey.
You can say that again.
Eager to learn?
Oh, yes. I'm in the process of teaching it a few tricks.
Really?
It's actually quite easy.
Training stick?
For heaven's sake, no.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Same to you.
I've brought you some solid food.
Solid food, all right. Rock solid, actually.
Okay, it's not really all that fresh, but
Never mind. I'm not that picky. But I've got barely any teeth left, so I'm not quite up to chewing on cobblestones.
I can see that. Maybe I'll find you something else so you won't have to go hungry. If I get you something to eat, will you stop drinking, at least for today?
Didn't I just say so? Who's drowning his brain cells in booze here, you or me?
All right, I was just making sure. I'll be leaving then. A little soggy, but I think that's an improvement over rock hard. I've got the perfect meal for you. It may not be a 5-course dinner, but it's reasonably healthy, and it will fill your stomach.
Yes, that actually looks quite appetizing. And it's easy on the few teeth I have left. Thank you so much. Your heart's in the right place.
It was nothing. Glad I could help. Now that you've got something to eat, will you stay away from alcohol?
It won't hurt to try it.
I'll just take that bottle with me. Just talk to the zookeeper tomorrow. He's bound to have something left over for you.
Usually the welfare of animals is more important. People aren't that much of a priority. But I'll give it a try.
I'll be leaving then. Pretending to be stone drunk shouldn't be too hard, but first I somehow need to make sure I don't get locked in the wrong cell. Hello, I've got a question.
Yes?
Yes, I could plug the keyhole with that, but it would be very obvious, and the keyhole could be unplugged in a second. Yes, I could plug the keyhole with that. Well then, let's see whether I'm cut out to be an animal trainer. Hey, it's working. Maybe this way I can make the monkey jump through the hoop. Amazing! Monkey see, monkey do. I can't knock the can out of the cage from here. And now, I need to aim well. I always knew I'd make a great role model someday. Okay, it's just a monkey throwing balls at cans, but it's not a bad start, even if I say so myself. A can of peanuts. How odd that such a large animal is so crazy about tiny peanuts. Hey, little buddy, would you care for some peanuts?
There. You're going to have to work for the rest of the peanuts.
The elephant does all the work for peanuts and ends up with none, while I just hang around, and I am rewarded with a way into the crocodile enclosure. Life can be so unfair. This illustrates why, in India, they use elephants to uproot trees. I'm not setting foot in this enclosure unless the crocodile is at a safe distance. An empty box containing traces of peanuts. I don't think a tennis ball would fit its pattern of predation. It is highly unlikely that the crocodile will be distracted that way. Grumpy teddy bear versus crocodile. What a duel. Good luck, Teddy. You'll need it. The crocodile is in the water now, but those things can move pretty fast. I am not setting foot in this enclosure unless this charming critter moves even further away. The ducks are in the zoo. The crocodile seems to be mistaking the engine's vibrations for a rival. It is completely focused on defending its territory now. Good thing that stone was already loose. And now I'll get the heck out of here. How odd that such a large animal is so crazy about tiny peanuts. Sorry, nothing edible left in there. A stone from the mosaic. It bears the picture of a black castle. A small bottle of red nail polish. Yes, I could plug the keyhole with that, but it would be very obvious, and the keyhole could be unplugged in a second. The ceiling is painted. Impossible to see whether it contains one of the blue stones or... Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
You don't seem to have much luck. Maybe you should give the wishing well a try.
Wishing well? Yeah, right. Nobody believes in that kind of thing these days.
You know what they say? Faith moves mountains.
Oh, sure. And the early bird catches the worm. I can really do without your words of wisdom.
Maybe we should just give it a go.
I think this might be a good investment for my 5 cents. I can always fish them out again.
This round is on me. You'll never know if you don't try.
Mamma mia!
Right, this should be interesting. I just made a wish for that scratch to disappear from your car.
If that works, then... baloney.
Won't you take a look at least?
This is a total nonsense. But I was just about to check on the car anyway, so... You see? The scratch is still there. It is like I said. The wishing well story is just nonsense.
I'll take my coin back then. Maybe this will help to render the scratch invisible. Oops! Oh, rats, I spilled a little from the bottle. I hope it won't show too much. But it still looks a whole lot better now. The car is secured by... The sports car is still extremely cool. And the scratch is somewhat less uncool thanks to my nail polish treatment.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
I'm going to try that wishing well thing again. Maybe it will work after all.
Right, this should be interesting. I just made a wish for that scratch to disappear from your car.
If that works, then... baloney.
Won't you take a look at least?
This is a total nonsense. but I was just about to check on the car anyway, so... The scratch is almost gone.
You see? The wishing well is working after all.
But the scratch still shows a little, and there are some weird stains now.
What did you expect? I only threw in 5 cents. Naturally, that only buys you a very small miracle. A larger sum might bring on a bigger miracle.
You are right. It's worth a try anyway. Wait a moment. I will be right back. Well, have the scratch and the stains disappeared now?
Not really.
Typical. That's a 10 cents gone down the drain.
10 cents? That wasn't very generous of you.
It's twice as much as you paid.
Well, maybe the wishing well feels you're playing games, so it's taking its sweet time over that miracle you wanted.
Could be. I am going to stay here and wait for the miracle to happen. I will probably just be disappointed again, but it's not like I have anything better to do.
Good luck, then.
What an investment. 200% return in a matter of minutes. Once I'm done saving the world, I'm going to write a book about investment strategies. I traded in most of my fortune for a piece of gum. Let's hope that was a worthwhile investment. MacGyver could probably combine this with a ballpoint pen to make a nuclear bomb, but all I can do is chew it, I'm afraid. There. Getting in there shouldn't be easy now. Yuck. This stuff is disgusting. I spat it back into the bottle. It's safer that way. After all, I need a clear head. But I bet the horrible taste in my mouth will linger. If I want to get into the drunk tank with the blue stone, this might be a good time to demonstrate my superior acting skills.
Well, hello there, Puritas. I'm totally plastered, but I wanted to... Thank you so much.
Really? Let me smell your breath, then. Ugh, that smells of cheap booze. But you don't really look drunk to me. I think we had better perform a blood test.
If we must.
Please, take a seat over there. I'm going to take a blood sample now. You will only feel a short sting. There, that was all. Not again. That will be my husband. He calls me every 20 minutes just to make sure I'm really working and not cheating on him. As if I had a chance of finding someone else the way I look. Please wait here. I'll be right back.
I need to think of something quick, or my little ruse will be exposed. I'm going to dilute my blood with a little alcohol. Then she will certainly have to put me in the drunk tank.
All right. So now we get to continue. I'm now going to put the blood sample in the analyzer. Your alcohol level is 0.37%. How do you manage to talk or sit up straight? And how come you're even still alive? But if anyone deserves to sober up in one of our cells, it's you. No doubt about that. Come along then. That's odd. The key won't go in. The lock must be blocked somehow. Good thing we have more than one drunk tank available. Please hand me your possessions. I will keep them safe while you're in here.
There seems to be another cell next to this one. A very musical one.
Hello. You play really well.
Thank you. I got a lot of time to practice.
Oh, how long have you been locked up here?
No idea. Is the war over yet?
Yes, and Napoleon has been banished to Elba. What did you do?
Oh, they accused me of all kinds of things. Actually, though, I am completely innocent.
Yes, I guessed as much.
I can't pull it from the wall just like that. There's a big hole in it. The result of frequent use or rather excessive violence? Coat hooks. Who would want to take anything off in a cell as filthy as this one? Two very comfortable bunks. At least all those maggots, sowbugs, and beetles appear to find them comfortable. I don't think I'll ever be tired enough to lie down on that. I don't think I'll ever be tired enough to lie down on that. I don't... A simple wooden chair. I can think much better standing up. I never imagined that I would end up in jail someday. And of my own free will at that. If only that nice soldier were here, the one I met at the train station in Moscow during my last adventure. I bet he could simply have pulled those bars apart. Behind this is my neighbor in another cell.
Do you want me to say hello to anyone once I'm back outside?
No thanks. But if you ever get bored, maybe you'd like to come and visit me.
What's going on here?
Oh, never mind.
First, I should get my hands on that stone. Then I can start worrying about how to get out of here. A metal spoon.
Hey, you're not going to try and break out of that cell, are you?
Who, me? No. Wouldn't dream of it.
Good. In that case, don't let me hear any more scratching and scraping.
Are you there?
Yes, you're lucky to catch me in. I was just about to go shopping.
Could you do me a favor and play your harmonica some more?
You mean you want me to use my musical star performance as a cover-up? So you can scrape away at that wall?
To be absolutely honest, yes.
Just my luck. I finally get a bit of company, and already you're talking about leaving again.
Sorry, but I've got some really important things to see to.
Never mind. But before you leave, at least do me a favor and solve a little riddle for me. I just love riddles, you know.
Is that really necessary?
Yes.
All right then, shoot.
I'm thinking of a 3-digit number. You need to guess which one. Don't worry, I will give you a few clues. The first digit is a number between 1 and 5. Take a good look around your cell. It doesn't matter how long you search, you will never find the answer. The second digit is simple. They have you trapped. It is an odd number, larger than 1. And finally, the last digit, definitely even, and also to be found in your cell. They all stand, but not all of them can walk.
What? Are you quite sane?
Yes. Thanks for asking. Let me know when you think you have the answer.
I've got to interrupt our chat for a minute. The sow bugs are calling for my attention.
No problem. Give them my love.
I don't think I'll ever be tired enough to lie down on that. I can think much better standing up. They are firmly anchored to the wall. Hello? Are you there?
Yes, you're lucky to catch me in. I was just about to go shopping.
I think I figured out the answer to your riddle.
I can hardly wait. The first digit is a number between 1 and 5. The riddle was, take a good look around in your cell. It doesn't matter how long you search, you will never find the answer. So, what is the first digit? The second digit? The riddle was quite simple. They have you trapped.
9.
And the last digit? The answer to the riddle was in your cell too. They all stand, but not all of them can walk.
6.
Wow, I'm impressed. What a shame that this probably means I won't be able to enjoy your company much longer.
But you can be sure that you have my eternal gratitude.
zilch about art. You're a warden at heart.
I've got the stone. Now I need to get out of here. A stone from the mosaic depicting a black king. If only that nice soldier were here.
What do you want?
I'm sober again.
Excuse me, that can't be. You had a blood alcohol level of 0.37% just now.
Something must have gone wrong with the blood sample. Either your measurement was wrong or the sample was manipulated.
Manipulated? By whom?
Search me. Anyway, I insist on a second test. And if that proves positive too, my lawyer will sue you for procedural error.
Procedural error?
Yes. No one but you can confirm that the blood test was carried out according to the proper procedure. There wasn't even a doctor present. You had no authority to take a blood sample.
What?
So, either you release me and fast, or I'll hit you with so many charges this place will be closed down in no time.
Close down? This is a police station.
Not for long.
With all those bike races and track and field events on TV these days, suddenly everybody is an expert on blood sampling. Come on out then, and don't show your face around here again. Oh yes, and don't forget your surprise.
It would be a shame about this fine vintage. Oh well, it's only cheap booze, but it would be a shame nonetheless. It would be a shame about this fine vintage. Oh well, it's only cheap booze, but it would be a shame nonetheless. There's a big hole in it. The result of frequent use or rather excessive violence? This battered soccer ball makes a perfect container for water. A soccer ball filled with water. Fill the entire fountain this way? Oh, joy. This will keep me on my feet for a while. All right, that should be enough. There's enough water in the fountain. If I switch it on now, the water should squirt from the 4 jets that are built into the rim of the basin. I think I will switch on the fountain. The water jet doesn't reach the ceiling. I suppose that would have been too easy. I had better switch that fountain off. The water would just trickle out through all those little holes. All right, this plugged up one of the jets. I should plug some more jets first, in hopes that the water from the remaining orifices will then have enough pressure to reach the ceiling. I'm going to try and plug up one of the water jets with this candle. It worked. I even managed to plug up 2 of the jets at once. I think I will switch on the fountain. Yay, it worked. The water jet rinsed the crumbly paint off the ceiling. I had better switch that fountain off. Yes, I should be able to reach it that way, but I need to watch out so the stone doesn't fall on my head. That was a close one. So, has the miracle of the immaculate paint job come to pass yet?
Not yet. And I have been waiting ages already.
Miracles aren't a dime a dozen, you know.
Unfortunately, it's kind of depressing.
A few more hours in the company of this cheerful gentleman, and I'll go hang myself from the nearest lamppost. A stone from the mosaic. There's a white knight symbol painted on it. Seems to be an old map of what is France these days. There's a legend on the panel next to it. The king was in dire straits. He had withdrawn to Provence, and the options he had left did not bode well. The peasants were rising to the north, and the reinforcements from the Kingdom of Navarre, who had just crossed the border, were forced to go up against a massive fortress to the east. Meanwhile, his opponent sat back and eagerly watched the spectacle unfold from his country estate in Brittany. I inserted all the stones, but I suppose their exact placement makes a difference as well. What a mechanical bridge emerging from the ceiling in a chapel that is 350 years old. Whatever lies behind this door, it must be invaluable. I can only hope and pray that this is Cardinal Coubertin's secret archive. Wow, what a sight! Latin. I learned some Latin in school, but not enough to read through a whole archive.
Remember, you've still got me. Just how did you do it?
To cut a long story short, I did really well.
Indeed, but I haven't been idle myself. I managed to obtain some information that should help us find the documents fairly soon. I cannot believe how well preserved these records are. We've got something right here, along with the Puritas Cordis documents that Brother Bernard sent to the Cardinal back in the 17th century. Let me recap what I have found out so far. It seems that Zendona returned from one of his pilgrimages to the Holy Land a changed man. Apparently, he had a vision during this journey. From then on, he was completely obsessed with founding a theocratic state.
Very modest.
Yes, but extremely convincing, as we know. He visited small villages as a preacher of repentance, warning the sinners that the day of judgment was nigh, and uttering dark prophecies.
Which he personally made come true. A reign of terror based on everyone's fear of the apocalypse.
Yes, and remarkably successful. His following grew almost by the hour, especially in rural areas. People flocked to him in droves. The harbingers of the apocalypse are listed here again. First pestilence and disease, then the punishment of the greedy, followed by war, earthquakes, fire, and a great flood.
We all know that, but what comes next?
The harbingers are supposed to make the rulers of the world gather in the New Babel and hold council. That's where Puritas Cordis is planning to destroy them one and all in order to create a new world order. The sect thinks itself the elite of humanity.
The New Babel. What can that...
New York. It could mean New York. Puritas Cordis wants to annihilate the UN General Assembly. We have to call my father. He
will go down, along with the rest of the unworthy ones. We represent the will of God. No one can stop us. Least of all you two. Come along.
Quick, run! So, we meet again, Miss Kolenkov. You remember me, don't you? The charming barkeeper aboard the Calypso? But enough with the pleasantries. Regrettably, your continued attempts to stop us are about to come to an abrupt end.
No!
There goes another nuisance. Can we get going now, or would you rather follow your pal? No? All right, let's go then. We are taking a little trip to the countryside.
I've been stuck in this cell for hours, waiting for that Pat Shelton character to come back. Wish I knew what he wants with me, and how Nina is involved in all this. There's got to be some kind of connection to what happened in Indonesia. Okay, let me think. They deliberately caused a volcanic eruption, and I'm a witness. If I follow that thought through, I can't help but suspect they're probably none too eager to let a witness to their evil doings run around free. Which tells me this is not going to be a picnic. I'd better get out of here, and fast. The question is, how? I have got to find something to help me escape.